It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and I got a special video. I wasn't gonna make this video actually. This was actually requested by one of my followers on my Instagram. I think SSG. I think that's the name. He wanted to top five robberies of I think 2020. Um, you know, I could have added this on the awards, and next year I think I'm gonna do a better job of doing my eBay Fight Predictions awards. But it is what it is. But I guess this is more gonna be a dishonorable award of 2020. I'm gonna be calling out some people. Uh, but yeah, let's get to it, man. The first nominee, and I guess at number five, has to go to Pedro Munhoz versus Frank Edgar. Personally, I picked Frank Edgar to win this fight. Ended up winning. And I told y'all on the recap I did not care that that Pedro actually won that fight. But in all actuality, to be honest, I honestly did. When after the fifth round was over, I kind of felt like I thought Pedro had won the fight. I thought they were gonna give it to Pedro, and but it was a close fight. And that's the thing about a lot of these. These are actually kind of like close fights, but I feel like there was a distinct winner in every single one of them, and they didn't get picked, or they didn't get the nod, which is interesting. But I put this one a little lower because it's like I feel like a robbery, it has to hurt someone's career a little bit or derail it, and I feel like Pedro, he has a fight with Jimmy Rivera coming up. That's a rematch, a guy he's lost to. He's getting an opportunity, to run that back. I don't feel like it hurt him too much. I think the UFC knows that it was really close, even though they put Frankie like at number four, I think, at bantamweight, which I don't know if he deserves that. But that's my boy, man. I love him. He's iconic. He's inspirational. He's the Rocky of the UFC, and it is what it is with that. But I did think Pedro won that fight. But that's just my humble opinion. But to the next nominee, and at number four, I gotta go with Andre Ewell versus Jonathan Martinez. This whole night, by the way, was filled with ignorance. Trevin Giles fighting James Krause, even Alir Latifi versus Derek Lewis. A lot of craziness on that whole card, but I felt like Jonathan Martinez was on a really really good road, and I felt like he was a little bit derailed by Andre Ewell. Andre Ewell he looked good in the first round. I'll say that, but I just thought Martinez, he got it done in that third and second, and I felt like they kind of killed him that way. But and but now he's looking great. He just beat Thomas Almeida, so he's kind of like putting that in the distant memory. But like, I thought that boy Martinez got robbed there. But to the next nominee, Angela Hill versus Claudia Gadelha. I don't even like Angela Hill. Y'all know it, man. If you know anything about this channel, I don't really like this girl. But I will say one thing: she did get robbed here. She got robbed straight up. She got robbed her money. Got got robbed her Afro pick. Like she got robbed straight up. I will say one thing: Claudia won the first round. I did pick Claudia in that one, so I didn't have a problem with Claudia winning necessarily. I wasn't mad about it, but even I was like, I could tell, like, it was close. That third round was closer than the second, but like Angela Hill still had the lead. Like I still think Angela won. That's the thing with a lot of these things, is that they're close, but you can tell someone else is winning those exchanges. Like unless you're picking somebody and you're just being straight up biased, then yeah. But like, I thought Angela Hill won that. She dropped her in the second, and then they're just going back and forth. And I thought Angela Hill looked good in those exchanges against Claudia. And it is what it is. But I was just shocked that they just gave it to Claudia like that, and it kind of hurt Angela Hill, because Angela Hill is technically on a 2-fight losing streak. She also lost a fight to Michelle Watterson, and in my humble opinion, I thought she would have lost to Tisha Torres, and she probably would have been on 3-fight losing streak. So it kind of hurt Angela Hill a lot. But at the same, it's weird. Like it kind of helped her too at the same time, which is kind of weird, because like fans started like gravitating towards her and be like, yeah, Angela Hill, this and that, and I'm like, all right, whatever, man. That's why I was like so happy when they gave it to Michelle Watterson, and even some people thought that was a bad decision. So you can't win with this girl, but it is what it is. But another one, and I not another one. The next nominee at number two, I gotta go with Edson Barboza versus Dan Ige. This was criminal what they did with my boy Edson. Now Edson, I do give him slack for this, but he does this a lot in a lot of his fights where he'll slow down in the third round. Even against Makwan and Murakami, he got taken down in the third. You know, he does this a lot. Against Felder, he did it. I don't like that, man. I kind of, even though I thought he beat Felder in that rematch, I was like, bro, you kind of, I don't blame you for doing, or I don't blame you for not getting the nod in that fight. Even though he won it, in my humble opinion, I thought he won it. But it's like, come on, bro. You can't just be backing up like that all the time. You know, each time in the third. You know, like, it's just almost like you're accepting defeat almost. Like, he has that weird thing. Or he just looks tired, you know? But against Dan Ige, I thought he hurt him in the first and the second. And even the third was competitive. And I guess I gave it to Dan. But it's like, come on now. He had knockdowns, man. Like, how do you give it to Ige? That's insane. And that's why Iggy got lumped up against Cater, man. That shit was nasty. And he, you know, obviously he got some hate for it, but it's like, man, it's like, it's not right. It's not right. You know, what happened with Edson that day, man. It hurt him a lot. It hurt him a lot. They took his ranking away at lightweight after that. You know, he was in a very hard spot, you know, after that. You know, like, a lot of people thought he was going to retire, you know. Decisions like that can hurt people's careers, and that's why something I want to emphasize. You can really hurt somebody's career and their outlook on the sport, because no matter what you say, a few fights later, let's say you lose your next fight, definitely, then it's a 2-fight losing streak, right? Like, that's what it really is. Like Jose Aldo, you know, leading up to I think the Cheeto fight, he was on a 3-fight losing streak, and I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody says. I thought Aldo won that Marlon fight, you know? And look at what that does to Aldo. And people are like, oh, should he retire? And people start asking these crazy questions. Just because, you know, there's a few fights where you actually do really lose, but there's that other fight you didn't lose. You know, and it can hurt somebody. It can hurt somebody's confidence, how they want to fight the fight. It might affect the way their game plan. You know, they try to finish the fight so it doesn't go to the judges, and that might end up making them tired. And, you know, it can do a lot of bad things. And, you know, obviously Edson came back better from it, but, you know, he didn't. He should have won that fight. But the number one robbery of the year, and this one is a big robbery, and I don't like both of these fools, but I gotta go Dominick Reyes versus John Jones. I'm sorry, y'all. I honestly felt like Reyes won the first 3 rounds. I feel like a lot of people felt like that, and it was a good fight. It was competitive. It was fun. I think it was a really good fight. Honestly, if I'm being honest, it was a fun fight between those guys. And it was, I think, the best thing on that card. But it was a straight up robbery. Dom won the first 3 rounds, and that is a fact. I don't care what nobody says. Dom won the first, and I don't even like Dom. I thought Dom lost to Volkanovski, and I thought what's it called? I picked Jan Blachowicz over Jan, not over Jan, but over Dom, and I enjoyed it when Blachowicz knocked this fool out, because, you know, he had this little, like, athlete complex. But, like, as much as I might not like this cat, I gotta admit, you know, the facts are the facts. He won that fight, and it, you know, the sad thing about it, not only was it championship implications, you know, now he's on a 2-fight losing streak, and now he's gonna be fighting Yuri Pozowska, and in my humble opinion, that might go to a 3-fight losing streak. Like, the way his career is, you know, the career trajectory. I think that's how you say the way his career is going down. I'm not even gonna say these big ass SAT words. The way his career is going down, it's looking pretty bad for him, you know. And I think honestly, you know, with Dom, it's just this was crazy, because this was maybe one of his best performances I've ever seen him have. It's so crazy, you know. He didn't look good in the Weidman. Well, he knocked Weidman out, but he didn't look that impressive. I wasn't too impressed with the Volkan performance. Obviously, I thought Volkan won. OSP was like, all right, whatever. You know, you did your thing. But against John, he had this output, this belief that he couldn't be beat, and he went out there, and I think Rashad said best, his blissful, his blissful ignorance, kind of helped him a lot, where he was just able to just walk through those shots from John, and he looked amazing. I'll give him that. He hit a great shovel uppercut. Dom was that performance. It gave Dom something great, but at the same time, it hurt him. It really did, and obviously, he got his second opportunity to get the title, but it didn't go his way, and that's my number one pick for robbery of the year, or oh, no, robbery of 2020. And it's crazy that that's John's last fight, and it gives perspective to a lot of things. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, on my Twitter, eBay Fight Predictions. Don't forget to subscribe. Go click the notification button, like, comment, and share. And your boy's out.